A joyous celebration at the first ever large-scale gathering of African Catholics, a four-day Congress in Nigeria focused on what must be done to perform the work of God across the continent. The National Correspondent for the Tablet and Crux, Christopher White, was there, and he joins us now. Welcome back, Christopher.
Great to be with you, Lydia. I've traded the African sun for New York snow, but it was a really wonderful experience.
We are so happy to have you here. Now, that video, it looked like it was a lot of fun. Tell me more about it.
So this video took place on the opening night, the official opening ceremony of the Congress. There was a group of sort of traditional dancers, and they were, filled with color and lots of drum beats. And at some point, the two of the bishops there, the Archbishop of Ghana and another bishop from Malawi, came down off the stage and joined the young dancers. The place went wild, just erupted in joy, which kind of set the tone for the whole experience.
Now, this meeting brought together about 80 delegates from all over Africa. Tell me more about this gathering. What are they hoping to accomplish?
Sure. So these were mostly African theologians, and they said, look, we've just celebrated 50 years of having an African Bishops' Congress or conference. They've had two global synods on the African Church in Rome, one taking place 25 years ago, the other 10 years ago. But the real purpose was, let's give real concrete activity to these words, So how do we become the spiritual lungs of the continent and the church? And so these theologians were really focusing on concrete ministries to really sort of upscale the evangelical efforts on the continent.
Amid all this joyous celebration, there was one criticism from a Kenyan nun. She had some strong words about sex abuse. Can you tell me more about that?
She did. This is a Kenyan nun who said, look, the African church is growing rapidly, but if we want to be global leaders, we've got to take the issue of clergy abuse seriously. And, her words are, we have to clean house. Basically making the case that if we want people to believe in our ministry and our mission, that we have to take it seriously ourselves.
Now, this is a statistic that I had no idea about. Now, according to a new Pew Research report, there are more Christians in Africa than on any other continent, and the faith is just growing there. But obviously, whenever there's a growing population, persecution can also be raging. We were talking before about 200 priests have been kidnapped over the last year.
Yes, 200 priests in this area that's deeply Catholic. This took place at the Enugu Bigard Memorial Seminary. 850 young men there training for the priesthood, the largest Catholic seminary in the world, but yet they face great risk, so they're there with a lot of courage.
What is the morale there? Because obviously there is some fear.
Yeah, there's deep fear, but these young men ranging 18 to late 20s, early 30s, they believe this is their calling, and they couldn't have any greater sense of joy and sense of purpose. And they say their families are behind them, and this is where they want to be. Their
faith is truly inspiring, and their work is amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell to get instant updates about all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.